Hello Pisces, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Okay, excuse me. I already shuffled. Alright, I want the bottom card. I think I want it on your side though. So the Two of Swords is coming up. The Two of Swords is playing into this whole reading is what I'm getting. Because it's at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So you get the Two of Swords. This is interesting. Because you have a lot of positive energy here. A pause is coming, but why is the pause coming is my question. When you're coming into this situation, you got a few cards. You got the World with the Magician on your side. It's almost like you're fed up with something in a way. You're kind of finished with something. It's been this way for so long. It's like been the same old, same old. It's almost like if you've been single for a long time, you're just kind of like, all right, I've had enough of this. There's a way to change this. I will change this. Maybe some of you are living in a place where you're kind of like, I've lived here for quite a long time. And it's time for a change. Maybe you're in a job. It's one of those things where the world is coming in. You're making a big change in your life. A whole new phase is coming in. But the Magician with it is saying you're choosing it. You're like, this has become very static. This isn't working for me anymore. While I could continue on the same way I have been continuing, well, the world is there. So I guess technically you could, but emotionally you can't, if that makes sense. You're just kind of like, I'm at the end of my rope. I'm finished. While technically, if you just look at it just down on paper, it looks like it could continue on for years to come. But what I'm getting emotionally is like, you're finished. The world is here saying you're done, you're not really wanting this anymore, it's time to make a change, and you're actively creating a new change with the Magician. Face down card is the Knight of Cups. You're looking for something that you're going to be able to really be passionate about. That literally could be romance, could be, depending on your situation. If it's anything like work, where you live, finances even, whatever, you're looking to make a change, you're looking to make an improvement, but it's especially if it's work. You're like, whatever you do now, just say for argument's sake, maybe you sell insurance. Not a bad thing, but you're just kind of like, this doesn't really excite me. This is just kind of like I show up, I do what I need to do, and, I don't get excited about insurance. Let's just say it, just for argument's sake. Maybe you're a person that does, and cool beans, just for argument's sake. So you're like, you know what? I need something that can provide the life I want, that can make the money I need to make, but I want to love it. So maybe you're like, you know what? I don't want something where I have to constantly talk to people. Once in a while, that's okay. I don't really want that. I want something that I can go to, make a living, and kind of like, I don't have to be falling all over myself with joy, but I want to be like, oh, it's okay to be there. I enjoy it. It's not bad. The Knight of Cups kind of pushes more like, I want to actually show up and be like excited to be there. I want to be happy to be there. I want to be there. So whatever it is you're moving towards, the Knight of Cups is kind of leaning towards, you want to fall in love with the next situation. This is face down though, which is telling me acknowledging this may work more to your advantage. Because especially if you're going from one work situation and you're like, I got to find something else, I'm going to look for something else. This being face down is saying maybe you're not acknowledging that you need to love the next situation, because the next phase will hold on for a long time and will actually, the more you love it, the more lucrative it'll be. So if it is a job thing, the more you love it, the better it'll be. But you also have wisdom on top of this, but that's face up. So this is kind of how this is showing in the reading. If I can get these all together. So you got the wisdom kind of like this. This is how they all show up. The Knight of Cups is kind of hidden. Wisdom is over the top. I can't do this anymore. I want to make a change. I got to make the right change. They're just saying, don't negate out your joy. You have to enjoy it. Go towards something you love. That's a big piece. Which is kind of making me wonder, for those of you who are going in the romantic line, trying to find somebody that you care about, that you have passion for, but that you can depend on. I feel like some of you with this card negated, if you're going towards the romance view, it's not so much like I want to be careful how I say this. Somebody that you care about and like, but maybe, they don't excite you. They don't have conversations that really get you going. You don't have the same interests. It's kind of like, this person cares, you care about them, they would be there, but you wouldn't really have any interests in common that you wouldn't watch the same shows, you wouldn't do the same activities. They might for example, to do home improvement, you like to decorate, you'd think that would make sense together, but it's like they have their own way. It doesn't mesh, is what I'm getting. They're saying you gotta love what you're going towards. You gotta love every piece of it. So it's very important to acknowledge how much you really want to go towards something. Granted, you need to go to something new, a new phase is coming in, but don't play down your own emotions, because whatever we're going towards, with this card face down is telling me you might negate out, like I can't go for that job because it doesn't pay as much. I would love it, but it doesn't pay as much, so I don't think that's an option. And they're saying research that, see if there's possibilities for improvement, possibilities for advancement. Some of you may end up taking a diminished role just to build it up later. Keep it in mind, you gotta love what you're going for, because what you're gonna go to next, you're gonna stick with. Because you are gonna make a choice going forward. The thing is, whatever you're going in this next phase you're coming into, you're not jumping into it really quickly, is what I'm getting. And I'm getting the Ten of Pentacles here, like the situation that you're leaving. This is what the world is leaving behind. The last phase, there's the Ten of Pentacles here, which is a lot of stability. But you have decided it's time to move on. Whatever it is, romance, whatever it is, like, for example, if you are single, living on your own, you've made it very stable, you know what to expect, you know how to balance your finances, you know how to live life, you know what to expect. You know what I mean? They're telling me this is on its way out. Whatever it is, the way you used to live, whatever you're changing, be it romance, work, something else, whatever you got going there, the way you've been living is on its way out. It's definitely, but there seems to be a lot of stability there. And I'm saying this, I don't know why we're clicking so hard on the single thing, but for example, if you're moving out of that phase, living single, especially if you've done it for a long time, you're used to living life your own way. You're not used to checking in with people maybe, or I want to do this tonight. Well, now you got somebody else to worry about, and you got to work through with them because you spend time together now. And what are they doing? What are you doing? Because you're planning things together. Your weekends might look a little different than you're used to because now you got somebody else folding into the mix, and you want to see each other. You know what I mean? The last phase is on its way out, but I'm seeing the stability is making you second guess this, because you got the Two of this is where the Two of Swords pops in, but it does seem to hold over the whole reading, kind of like you need to move forward, you're making the choice to move forward, you're choosing where you go next. You got wisdom there, kind of I want to make sure I make a good step forward. Excuse me, but you got the Two of Swords saying, I got to be sure before I make this next step forward. Now, whatever's in your environment, the next possibility is showing itself. You got the Emperor, and I'm seeing this as a representation of the next phase. This is what's coming in. So you're leaving the Ten of Pentacles behind. That's what you already had. What's coming in from the environment is the Emperor, which, don't get caught up in the gender. It could be somebody bringing you an opportunity. I'm not really feeling that, though. It's kind of like, if you look at that gold ball in his hand, it's kind of like looking at the future, finding the stability there, and then it's almost like looking ahead, like he looks forward to those children, kind of like, they're not mature enough to live on their own. It's a very curious picture, by the way, because if you look at the way the Emperor is dressed, and you look at the way the children are dressed, the time periods don't really match. And I feel like that's a big clue here with this situation. It's kind of like, I know where I need to be, I know what I have to build things to. What I'm looking at is coming. at a very young age. It's not really ripe for where I need it to be. And it's questioning, like, does that even fit my scenario? Does this even match what I really am used to? It's almost like you have to give up that scepter and that gold ball, and you have to give up that armor to fit into that new world, because what you're currently wearing doesn't match. It's like I'm changing the whole situation. Fate doesn't wait forever, though. The Two of Pentacles is coming in with the fruition. The bus is approaching the bus stop, which basically means, for those of you who rode the bus as a kid, which I did, when the bus is coming down the street, you need to be at the bus stop and ready to go. You either get on the bus or you don't. The bus isn't going to wait there. It's not going to wait there for you. You either got to be there and get on the bus, or you got to let this opportunity pass you by. Fruition with the Two of Pentacles is like you're realizing, I need to make this choice and choose. I either need to choose this choice and move forward, or I need to let it go. There's an opportunity coming towards you that I feel like you like. It's something that looks very attractive to you. You like what you're seeing. It just seems like there's technical differences. There's like financial questions, something like that. Something doesn't seem like it fits perfectly for you. You're not 100% confident that this is the right way for you to go. You are kind of pulled that way. You want to do it. You're kind of hesitating, balancing things out. The Two of Pentacles is that's you hesitating, balancing things out. The fruition is saying, you know what, bus is approaching the bus stop. You got to either get on this bus or let it pass you by. Now, the opportunity isn't going to wait forever. I'm getting this with the Eight of Swords and the environment, kind of like it's your choice. Like, you're the one choosing. Whatever the opportunity is, there's nobody coming to say you need to get on that bus. There's nobody forcing you on that bus. There's nobody urging you to get on that bus. You know what I mean? The Eight of Swords is telling me it's like the opportunity is there, but it's waiting for you to choose it. This is the opportunity. It's stuck. It can't do anything until you choose it. That's what I'm getting with the Eight of Swords. You have to choose it. Again, though, not to... Like, you have the world here. The next phase will come in. Are you going to choose fate to go in your favor and get on that bus and give it a whirl? Or are you going to wait for the next thing that comes your way and just end up with a default? Because you are changing. You are leaving. Whatever the situation is, it is changing. It's the question, are you going to choose what you want, or is life going to choose it for you? That's where I see this going. I feel like for the people that are connecting to this, and I'm a Pisces myself, they're warning about indecision here. Don't hold back and just be like, well, I don't know if that's a perfect fit. It's like you have two choices. The first one, it's something I feel like you want, but you're telling yourself, I don't think that's going to work for me. I don't think that's the right match. I like it. I'd like doing it, whatever that is. Like, whatever the connection is here, whatever the situation is for you, the first thing coming towards you, you'd like to do it, but something about it is making you feel like it's not for you, or you're not thinking it'll work out the way you need it to. They're telling me the first option is the better option. The first option is the better option, but if you don't move on it and you hesitate it away, the situation, like, it's not going to choose you. You have to choose it. It'll move on. And then you're subject to the wheel giving you what comes next, because the next one you're just going to end up with by default. The wheel is saying it's hit or miss. It's a roll of the dice on that one, what you're going to end up with. You know what I mean? If you need like an 8 or above and you're rolling 2 dice, how many chances do you got to get an 8 or above? Like, it's the roll of the dice. You could end up with snake eyes. Not for nothing. So, I feel like that's what they're saying. Like, you choose. Either choose, like, this is for you and go for it, which they're saying the first one is the better option, or accept that, you're letting life choose for you, which is a little bit nerving. Because I'm getting a new phase is coming in. You are going to go to the next one. The next situation coming forward, if you don't choose the first one, the next one you will go forward to. It seems like there's a lot more draw, there's a lot more pull. It hits the technical things you need, whatever that means. And then you're going to go towards that, and that's where you are. the wheel. They're just saying you can make the choice, or you can let the wheel choose for you. If you choose, yeah, the wheel does turn, but it's kind of turning in your favor. It's like an opportunity is afforded for you. You're choosing it. Wheel is turning in your favor. The first choice is better, I'm getting. But if you let it pass, you're just whatever happens, happens. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to wrap that up here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.